This is my faith, this is my focus, all of my days. I know where my hope is, I'll live it loud, I'll shout the chorus, because I know, oh, you're always for us. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going, knowing you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I'll fix my eyes on you. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. I fix my eyes on you. This is my faith, this is my focus, all of my days. I know where my hope is, I'll live it loud, I'll shout the chorus, because I know, oh, you're always for us. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going, knowing you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I'll fix my eyes on you. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. I fix my eyes on you. Oh yeah. Woo. You ready? Come on, let's go. Hands in the air, I know you're there, anywhere, I fix my eyes on you. Hands in the air, I know you're there, anywhere, I fix my eyes on you. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going, knowing you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I'll fix my eyes on you. You are my only, you are my only, you are my focus. I fix my eyes on you.
Hello, campers! Wow, you have worked so hard on all your projects this week. I can't believe it, but it's already our last day of Arts Camp. I want to give a huge thank you to all of our teachers for all the hard work they put into pulling our classes together. Woohoo! I also want to say thank you to all of the volunteers that did so much behind the scenes preparation to make Arts Camp happen. Woohoo! I hope you guys enjoyed the theme this year of In Focus, and I hope camp really inspired you to slow down and take a closer look at the big and the small things in the world around you. I also hope you enjoyed our Bible story time and that it helped you to draw your focus onto God and how He's at work in your life every day. Jesus loves you so much, and He wants to be part of your life. In fact, He wants to be your main focus. Let's hear a little bit more about that now.
Well, hello there. Who are you looking at? You looking at me? Huh? You looking at me? Are we rolling? Oh, hello. I'm Kellen, and we've been having a lot of fun taking a closer look at the world around us. So I have a mirror here, but it's not just any mirror. It's a two-way mirror. The way it works is that one person can see through it from the side where it's darker, and the person on the other side sees a reflection of themselves when the light is on them. So here's me, but when I stand behind it and change the lighting, can you see me now? Cool, right? I'm seeing a reflection of myself, but if we change the lights again, I see you. Cool, right? All right, well, we'll come back to that later. So our story today actually comes from two different books of the Bible. Now, they're both pretty famous passages. The first is from the book of Matthew, where the Pharisees are asking a question of Jesus. First, let me explain who the Pharisees were. They were a group of religious leaders who tried to honor God by following a bunch of religious rules. The problem was they focused so much on following the rules that they didn't love God or other people very well. They also didn't like how Jesus claimed to be the Son of God, and they didn't like how everyone seemed to be following after him. When one of the Pharisees asked his question, he was really trying to put Jesus to the test and see if Jesus might say something that would get him in trouble. So he asked Jesus this question: which is the greatest commandment in the law? Now, the law he was referring to was the law in the Old Testament that had lots of rules. Lots of rules for all kinds of things, like what kind of work you could do on certain days of the week, or making sure you covered your water wells, or to not eat owls. Seriously, it's in there. Check it out. So Jesus answers them and says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love him with all your mind. This is the first and most important commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Everything that is written in the law and the prophets is based on these two commandments." Jesus basically sums up the law with those 4 verses. There are more than 600 rules in the Old Testament, and Jesus says here what you need to do. Love God, love people. That's it. Crazy, right? But how do we love someone? I mean, what is love? The Apostle Paul had some things to say about love in the book of 1 Corinthians. Paul said, "Love is patient, love is kind. Love does not dishonor others." He also says that love does not look out for its own interests. Love is full of joy. It always protects. It never gives up. Love never fails. Now, that's a lot of beautiful words about love, but what does it look like in our everyday life? What does it look like for love to be patient? Okay, what if your little brother or sister has destroyed the Lego tower you built for the 3rd or 4th time? Showing them love might mean that you're patient and that you don't get angry at them. What does it look like for love to be kind? Well, maybe there's a new kid at school or at camp, and maybe they don't look or sound like you or any of your friends. It may not be easy, but to show that person love means to show kindness. Invite them to sit with you at lunch or play with you at recess, even if your other friends don't want to. What does it look like for love to never fail? That's a big one, right? To say that love never fails? Well, I don't think Paul was saying that love is always easy. It's not. And sometimes we might feel that love has failed when you try to show someone kindness or patience and they make fun of you or they ignore you. But I think maybe Paul is saying that we can't give up. And if we continue to show people love, it will change them and change us, even if we can't see it immediately. I think it's also good to remember that God is described as love, and what God did by sending us his son Jesus will never fail. Even when we mess up, God still loves us, and we can show that same love to others. Here, let me show you something. So we're back at this two-way mirror. Remember that it works because of light. When you light up one side of the mirror and lower the light on the other side, the person that has the light shining on them is able to be seen. So when I shine the light on myself, I can look in the mirror and see myself. Hey, Kellen. But when we turn the light down on ourselves and we turn the light up on the other side of the mirror, we turn the light on others. We turn the focus on other people and we can see who they are and what they need. When we take a closer look at others, we're able to see them as God sees them and live for God by loving them. Pretty incredible, right? So, as you go home and as you meet new friends in the next few weeks, remember that you can live for God by showing others God's love. And keep a lookout because there are so many things to learn about God when you take a closer look. I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, the first project that we're going to work on today is with Miss Danielle, and we're going to make fuse beads. Grab your supplies, press pause, press play, you know the whole deal at this point, and have some fun.
Good morning, campers. Welcome to Pilgrim Arts Camp. I'm Miss Danielle, and I'm glad you're here today to do crafts with me. I'm going to try to show you two different crafts, and we're going to do perler beads, and we're also going to do a bird finder with binoculars with tubes. So let's get started. In case you haven't heard of perler beads, I'd like to show you some creations. They have lots of different names. Perler beads are also called belty beads, hema beads, melty beads, fuse beads, it's a heart. And so a lot of people have different names for them, but I'm just going to call them perler beads today. The little strawberry, little bee. You can also make letters out of them. And they melt together. You're going to melt them together. So with the perler beads, you're going to need an adult. So please get your adult, have them here because I'm going to go over the supply list, and so we can get started. Okay. The supplies we need to make perler bead creations are, of course, perler beads. They look really small like this. And you're going to have lots of them either in your kit that you have or at home. Also, pegboard. Those come in all different shapes and sizes, so sometimes they're just square or hexagons or circles. Or heart shapes. So there's all kind of pegboard sizes, but usually the square is the one we use. Also, don't forget your picture instructions. You need that to know where you're going to put the beads on your pegboard. Okay. Also, you need an iron. You do not work an iron without an adult. Please get an adult and ask them permission if you can use an iron, or wait until they're home if they're not home right now, if you're with a babysitter or something like that. Also, you're going to need wax paper. Okay, and it's just a little piece of wax paper. Just cover it up. Cover up your board. It doesn't have to be too big. Also, if you have a special creation that has like a little creature or critter, Got a little googly eyes. And then just glue for the googly eyes. Okay, so now that we have our supplies gathered, you have your adult, let's get started with perler beads. We're going to make animal creations, so each kit is different. And so you could have a bumblebee, you could have a flower, you could have some other kind of animal. Today, I'm going to do an elephant, so you don't have to follow along with me directly. You're going to have your own little picture, but I'm going to, as an example, I'm going to do this elephant. And so I'm going to take my pegboard and I'm going to not really line it up, but I'm going to count how many squares I will need to start. I like to start at the bottom to put my perler beads on the pegboard. So each peg has 1, 2. So that I'm going to count 1, 2, and then I'm going to start there on where to put my perler beads. And so you want to make sure you separate all the colors and you have all the right numbers of colors. I like to go row by row and just count those. Count them out either in your head or out loud, and just go row by row. So it's you're either going all the way up or you're going all the way down. If you've done this before, awesome. If this is your first time, awesome. But I like to just start at the bottom and work my way up. So it's right at first you won't be able to see fully your creation. I'm just counting as I go along how many in that row. And it's going to start to take shape as soon as you put your pegs on there. Okay, so see right now I have the bottom feet of the elephant. And I'm going to keep on going. And, make sure we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, start there, go all the way across. And this is fairly simple, but you do have to, double check that you have the right numbers. And it just takes a steady hand. Be patient. This is a good little craft of patience. And so you just keep on going, making sure you're double checking of like how many layers you have, because I want to make sure I put them in the right spot. And it's okay if you mess up, because the great thing about these are you can easily start over and you don't have to get frustrated. Just take your time. Take your time. And we're going to keep on stacking these up, double checking, making sure I have them in the right spot, because I did count my perler beads before I started. Let's see, I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I do 6. So 6. And for this one, I have to change colors in the middle. So make sure you note when you change colors. Okay? Sometimes little perler beads are like, ooh. Oh, my perler beads fell off the pegboard. But that's okay. I just stick them back in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6. And I'm going to switch colors. This has a slight color change because for the elephant's ear. So I'm just finishing up the last pieces of my purple elephant creation. I'm going to be really slow and gentle. Once you get to the end, it should look little bit funny like this. You might see the picture. Well, you may not. Of course, I didn't want to use a blue elephant. I had purple, lots of purple, so I just wanted to do that. So once you have this, you have to take this really slow and carefully. Ask your adult to get the iron nice and hot. You want it set to its highest heat. Okay, I'm going to put this down. And this is where your wax paper comes in. You have to put your wax paper on top of your perler beads. Once this is nice and hot, carefully, either your adult or you, if you're a big kid, with permission, can use this. And you want to make sure when this is hot enough, you swirl around in little tiny circular motions for 30 seconds or less. But you're just going to go like this in circular motions. Count to 30. 20. Check on it at 20. If it doesn't look fully melted, look for spots that might have melted more, melted less. If there's a spot that needs more melting, let it melt right over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you let it up. Make sure that you turn off your iron, or the adult turns off the iron. So we just finished that, ironing it. So make sure before you start touching it, see if it's too hot or not. And just peel that wax paper off gently. Be very gentle with your piece, especially if it has a trunk like mine. Your perler beads should come right off like that. This is one side, this is the other. Some people prefer the circular side with more circles. Other people prefer the flattened iron side. But yeah, it should look like this. It should be together. If you want to melt a little bit of the other side, you can. It might make it a little bit stronger, depending on how durable you need it. And so last, we'll just finish it up and give it a little googly eyes. Let me get some Elmer's glue. It doesn't have to be Elmer's glue, but just like any liquid glue is best, because if it's a glue stick, I don't know if it's gonna last as long. And you just, a little dab will do you. You just need a little bit. So get your little googly eye. I only need one for this one, so you might need 2 for yours. A little drop, just a little bit, a little dab will do ya. Put it on my little elephant. Close that back up. And look, we've got Purple the elephant.
Okay, how did everybody do? It really takes a steady hand to get those beads just perfectly on the template. But I know you guys did an amazing job. Remember, post pictures for me so that I can see all of your fabulous artwork. Thank you, Miss Danielle, for teaching us that cool new project. Next up, we're going to complete our Bantam garden with Miss Mylisa. Grab your paints and all the rest of the supplies listed next. Press pause, press play, and have some fun.
Hi, how are you guys? My name is Mylisa Flower Shapunga, and I cannot wait for you to join me with the Bantam Garden painting class. Today we're going to be working on painting our picture that we drew from the last video. In that last video, we drew a chicken. It was my chicken, Jennifer, and we drew her in the garden, and so the next thing we're going to do then, after you have the flowers and animals put into your garden, we're going to paint this picture. We're going to paint a background color in this open space here and in between the flowers. Okay, and we'll do that carefully. And then we'll come back together and then we're going to paint each of the flowers. So here are the colors that I'm using. I am using this lovely light pink for my background. But if you wanted to use blue or yellow or green or whatever it is you want to use for your background, totally fine. My suggestion though is to use a very, very, very faint light color. Like I'm actually going to mix this light pink actually with some more white because I feel like it's still just a little too dark. All right, so I have all my colors already put into my palette. So you want to make sure that you put your colors into your palette like so. So I have my palette filled already. I also have out the brushes that I am going to be using as well. The other thing you're going to need is your container of water. All right, so once you are situated, go ahead and pick up your paintbrush. So I'm going to start out with this brush here. Okay. And I'm going to use this here to fill in the background all in here. And so basically to do that, I'm going to dip my brush in a little bit of water as well. And put some color on there just to kind of thin it out some. And I'm going to get really close to the flowers, but not touch them. I'm going to get really close to the lines, but I'm not going to quite touch them. I'm just going to fill in here. I'm also going to take a little bit of white just to kind of symbolize a little bit of clouds. So I'm just going to make some puffiness in here and leave that there for a little bit and just keep kind of filling in my color here. So I'm going to continue this throughout the rest of the picture, just simply going in between my flowers around the my animal, my bird, my chicken, and going around and through the flowers. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, so this is what I have painted so far. Just wanted to kind of give you a quick update. So now I'm going to go in just to get around some of the edges in here. So I just want to make sure I get right up to those stems there. And you're just going to hold your hand real nice and steady just to get into the creases there, okay? And get real nice and close. And try not, I'm going to try really hard not to paint over my lines. The good thing is that one, the pen is permanent marker. So it's not going to bleed. You see the color stays right there. The other good news is because it's permanent, when this acrylic dries, and acrylic dries really, really fast, you guys, you can just go back over your lines if you have to with your marker. So it's not an end all. It's just that I don't really want to have to go back over it. I prefer to just not paint over the lines in the first place. So that way I can just continue to paint my picture. And if you want to make like different designs with your background or different textures, like let's say maybe you want to do something like this. And that's going to leave like texture like in here. This is actually dry. And I left those strokes there on purpose just to give it a little bit of texture. And I kind of do that. Like sometimes I'll let it dry and then I'll go back and leave like brush stroke marks because I kind of like that lifted look. There's many different things you can do. You can leave it like this. Kind of swirl it if you want. So this is what I've done so far. Just a little check-in for you guys, little update here. This is what it's looking like. Everything's been pretty much filled in except the very bottom. I just want to go over that with you real quick for color. I am going to lighten this on the bottom. I'm adding in a little bit of this here yellow light right here. I'm mixing that with that light pink, and I also mixed in some of this white to make this color right here, which is right here on my canvas. And I'm putting that right through here. Then I'll go back up, I'll add in some clouds at the top, and I'll show you guys how to do that. But you can always just add in clouds if you want. You can add in a sun, you can add in nothing. You can leave it the way it is. You can add in more flowers if you want. It's totally up to you. I hope you're enjoying your project. I look forward to seeing your end results. Keep on painting, keep on going. It's all starting to come together now. We're gonna go ahead and start making the green for our colocasia. This is the big heart plant on the left hand side over here. So I'm gonna put some white on here, and I'm gonna mix that with a pinch of green. So just a little bit more white. So if you could take your white and take a pinch of this here green. And it's best to start with a little bit. I'm just gonna take my towel and just dab that. I have a baby wipe. I use baby wipes for everything. Then I'll take that off. There we go. There we go. Alright, you guys, so this is the beginning of Jennifer the hen. She is a barred rock. She's a beautiful hen. And we are going to do a pretty little M-shaped pattern to paint her. This is my girl. Her name is Jennifer, you guys. Isn't she cute? Isn't she adorable? Oh my goodness. I know. She's adorable. Alright, so I'm going to show you how I made this really neato badito pattern here. Alright, you guys ready for this? Alright, so you're going to say, oh no, I can't do it, but guess what? You really can. It's super easy. It's just M's, you guys. It's just a bunch of M's. M's. Can you do an M? Then maybe you want to do a double M. Like that. And that's fine. And you can even let the paint like fade off a little bit. And just do M's like this with your black. So we're going to take the black and do M's. Okay, so you got some M's up there. You got a few M's? Okay. So once you get a few M's up there with your black, I want you to take your white and I want you to go right over top, and you got to do it before your paint dries. Okay, and I'm going to go up here because this is where I kind of stopped. All right, and you're going to have all these different shades of gray and black and white. And remember, that's the color that she is. That's her colors. That's her color pattern. All right, you guys, so go ahead and continue your pattern all the way up to the top of her head. Like this. And then you're going to go ahead and take your red and color in her crown here. Then we're going to take this orange here and we're going to go all inside of her eyes, but don't do the pupils because the pupils are black. All right, guys, so this is my finished head. We're going to start with this deep orange. I mixed red and yellow together, and I kind of left them somewhat unmixed. So like here I have my more yellow over on this side, my red here, and then my mix of orange and red there. I wanted a really bright orange, so I did add in a lot of yellow to do that. Okay, so what am I going to do here? I'm simply going to go around the base or that little circle in there, and then I'm going to pull that color out to the edges. Just like that. You see that? See that flower starting to come together a little bit already, right? And then I'm going to take my lighter color here. Do you see that? All right, I'm going to go ahead and do one more with you. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to fill in all the rest of your flowers, your petunias. The next thing we're going to do is fill in the centers and leave a little tiny bit of white in the middle, but we're going to fill it in with a pinch of purple, just a pinch of purple. this is how our picture is starting to come along here. It's starting to look really amazing, you guys. You guys are doing a great job. I'm really so proud of you. This is really amazing. All right, so the next thing we're going to do are those purple Dracaenas. And they're really more of like a bright pink with like deep brownish streaks. So we're going to kind of create that color, and I'll show you guys how to do that, okay? Go ahead and mix up your colors. You're going to do some purples. And then go ahead and look up here. I am simply painting down the purple Dracaena, and I'm just picking one of those deeper colors because we're going to put in light streaks of pink in this flower. It has like light streaks of pink in it, and so once you have it to where you want it to be on your stems here, on your spikes, then you're going to go ahead and paint all the rest of them. So go ahead and paint all the rest of your spikes. Let's go ahead and draw on those light lines now. They should be really thin lines. My suggestion is to use the very tip of the brush or even a toothpick. Right here, I mix green and orange together. Here I mix green, orange, and black together. So just give it a little bit more depth, okay? Just a deeper color. All right, so let's go ahead and go up to the top of our picture. And I'm gonna see if I can get this here in view. Go ahead and mix up your browns. And also make sure that you have plenty of yellow to fill in for the petals. All right, so with your brown, go ahead and fill in your the center of the tick seed plant. And believe it or not, we are just about done. Isn't this great? We are almost done. So let's go ahead and finish up here. Isn't it great? We're almost finished. It's done. All right, let's take a look and see how beautiful that looks right there. Oh wow, you guys, you did it. You finished your beautiful, beautiful picture of your animal in a garden. Isn't this lovely? I hope you really enjoyed this class. I know I enjoyed teaching you guys and showing you some new techniques and tips. I hope you enjoyed this class, and I look forward to seeing your pictures. Bye-bye.
You did it! You've completed your Bantam garden project. That was epic. 3 days worth of work. I'm sure they look amazing. I can't wait to see them on Facebook. Next up, we've got some fun skits for you guys to watch, so don't leave.
Here I come!
Hey guys, it's me, Kyle. I didn't know if you'd recognize me without the lights on and with the flashlight, but today we are playing flashlight tag in the lab, which means I might have to...
Kyle!
Be right back.
Where are you? Hi, guys. Have any of you seen Kyle? I'm trying to catch him.
You're never gonna catch me!
I heard you! I heard you! Oh, wrong way. Oh. No. Kyle! Kyle!
Thanks for that. Man, it is crazy back there. Everything is so dark. You can't see anything. It's like a maze in the lab. You're tripping over things. You're running into things.
I'm fine.
I better go check on her. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, where was I? I was talking about lights, flashlight tag. What else?
Gotcha!
Ow!
Kyle! Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Wilson just got me.
I'm the king.
Okay, King. Hey, do you mind putting the spotlight on me real quick? Okay, yeah. Perfect. Light illuminates everything that we see, and even some things that we can't. So today on A Closer Look, we're talking about just that. Stay tuned. Samantha? Samantha? When we think about light, we usually think about lamps or the sun, but there's so many different ways to use light. Like,
Kyle, I am...
Hey, no spoilers, please.
Kyle, I am your... friend?
light isn't just something out of bulbs or from the sun. Light is also lasers!
But what good do lasers even do?
Well, they look cool.
But looking cool isn't a reason to be talking about it on this show. I mean, this is science that we're dealing with here, people. What's the practical application?
First, the fact that you care about the content of this show means the world to me, so thank you. And second, lasers can be used in so many different ways. It can help shape people's eyes so they can see better.
Oh, like LASIK. Yeah, you know, my dad had that done before he couldn't even read a stop sign, but now he can read the newspaper over my mom's shoulder when they're in separate rooms.
Wow, exactly. And there's also LiDAR.
Ooh, what's that?
Well, it's basically a radar that uses lasers. So we use light to scan entire areas to take an incredibly detailed photograph that we normally couldn't see with the naked eye. Check it out. Look, an entire ancient city covered by trees for hundreds of years, and we discovered it using LiDAR. See, the city couldn't be seen because the trees had covered it up, but we found it with light using LiDAR.
Plus, they sound super cool.
Yeah, they do. Also, because high-powered lasers are accurate over long distances, we can measure things like elevation very,
Houston, we have a problem.
very accurately. But that's some of the small picture stuff about light. But what about the big picture stuff? Like about supporting life on our planet? Well, we're gonna talk about all of that right after this. I will, yeah. Do you ever wonder how we got this amazing world around us? It's all because of 4 little words. Let there be.
Oh, I know this one. Oh, light!
Light is the main source for life on our planet. Light is the sole source for food creation on our planet. For instance, we need light to grow our fruits and our vegetables. But have you ever wondered why? It's all because of a little process known as photosynthesis. Here's how it works. The sun shines on us, and the plants use that energy to turn carbon dioxide, which we cannot breathe, into oxygen.
And oxygen is what we breathe. So next time you take a deep breath, think a plant, because plants are pretty important. Thanks, plants.
We need light to see, yes, but light comes in a spectrum that makes our world beautiful. For instance, if we didn't have this various spectra of light, our world might look like...
I don't like it.
Oh, man, I got Neapolitan. How am I gonna know which one's the chocolate?
But because we do have different kinds of light, our world looks like...
Figured it out.
From clean solar energy to maintaining the Earth's temperature to letting us know when to go to sleep at night, light plays a huge role in our everyday life. Everything we do here at A Closer Look requires light. After all, we need light to take a closer look.
Oh. Hey, buddy.
Did you leave any ice cream for me?
We left you a little strawberry.
A plant that gets the right amount of sunlight will thrive and grow.
I am so full of sun energy, I could not be more psyched.
But if the plant doesn't get the right amount of light,
What?
people can be the same way. Sometimes when a light isn't shining on someone, we can't see the details of them in their life. That's why we gotta do everything we can to light others up, shining a light on others and showing them love. Well, hey, Wilson, can you fix that spotlight, please?
Got it.
This feels wonderful.
When I shine a light on Samantha, I can see how enthusiastic she is. And I can also see that she likes it when others are just as enthusiastic as her. I know that she gets excited about even my craziest idea. Way to bring the fun, Samantha!
Oh, hey, thanks, Kyle.
And when I shine a light on Wilson, I can see how smart he is and how he makes all of us smarter.
It's true.
And I won't let his grumpiness get in the way of telling me so.
Aw.
What are you doing to shine a light on your friends? How are you seeing them better? Well, guys, that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us and for taking a closer look.
Oh, I wanna.
Yeah.
High five again. Ready? High five!
You're doing it!
Charlie!
I did not secure that, guys. I am so sorry.
Congratulations, campers! You've completed all your art projects for In Focus 2020. I hope you had a really fun week. Stay connected to us at Pilgrim. You can join us each Sunday at 11 a.m. on our website for our virtual worship service. Have an awesome summer full of exploring, discovering new things, and creating more fabulous art. Well, that's it for me. I'm off to do a little focused exploring of my own. Bye!